Today is day 170 of New Zealand's biggest gap year. An epic adventure that Laura and I decided to tackle a couple of years ago. We had to do 365 activities in 365 days all around New Zealand. And today we are still exploring the Catlins and we're checking out Nugget Point, which has to be one of the most photographed places in New Zealand. So check it out with us and meet me at the end of the video when I'm gonna go over all the comments you guys had the first time we published it. This morning we are leaving the Whistling Frog Resort where we've been staying for our Catlins adventure, and we are hitting the road really early because we are finally leaving the Catlins. We are heading to the next leg of our adventures, but there is one more thing that we want to do along the Caca Point coast. It's visiting the stunning Nugget Point. This is golden hour with the sun being so low and giving this amazing look to the entire landscape. The coast is looking gorgeous, and as we hit the gravel road and getting closer to Nugget Point, the views are getting even more beautiful. Nugget Point is super easy to access if you forget about the gravel road that we have to drive on. It's a 20-minute walk and the views are absolutely fantastic. It's a must-do on the Catlins road trip, and this is why we kept it for last.
Nugget Point is a pretty weird name for a place in New Zealand, but we find out, thanks to all the interpretation signs along the way, that it was actually called Nugget Point by a guy called Captain James Cook, who was the first English guy to map out most of New Zealand's coastline. And he called it Nugget Point because, well, the rocks look like little nuggets. There are so many awesome viewpoints along the way, giving you so many different perspectives of that famous Nugget Point lighthouse and the coast even before you get to the main viewing platform.
From the main viewing platform, we have unparalleled view on those world famous nuggets, which are basically massive wave eroded rocks. And those rocks are inhabited by heaps of seabirds. There are penguins, there are gannets, there are royal spoonsbills, there are sooty shearwaters, and there are seagulls. That's a lot of life right here on those rocks. And on top of that, there is also a massive seal colony. And because we are here so early in the morning, the whole place feels alive. This is the time of the day when the wildlife is usually the most active. To be quite honest, the best way to see all this wildlife and all this activity happening is to use binoculars, or like we do, the big lens of Laura's camera. This gives a lot of space to this whole wildlife ecosystem to behave like it should in the wild.
The rocks below are also home to a huge colony of New Zealand fur seals, which you can actually see them playing in the rock pools and stuff like that. It's really cute. But if you're super lucky, if you come here between December and February, sometimes you can see elephant seals down there as well. But if you do have more time here, there's another really awesome walk where you can get real good chances of seeing wildlife at Roaring Bay, because there's different bird viewing hides there as well, and it's a good chance to see yellow-eyed penguins there in early morning or at sunset.
As we are now leaving the Nugget Point Lighthouse, I'm going to give you a couple of facts about the lighthouse itself, because we've been focusing on everything but the lighthouse so far. So this lighthouse was built in 1869 and stands 76 meters above sea level. It is now operated by a computer. No one is actually living in the lighthouse to make it work anymore. But enough about this lighthouse. We are now making our way back to the camper van because our final destination today is Dunedin. But before that, we're going to be stopping at the little town of Balclutha, which is basically right in the middle between Nugget Point and Dunedin. Here in Balclutha, we have decided to stop at Naish Park, which is a lovely little garden with also an exotic bird aviary, and we decided to make this little park our lunch stop.
We are super surprised to see there's actually a whole aviary here full of exotic birds like parakeets, cockatiels, peacocks, these funky looking golden peacocks, all sorts of crazy looking birds. So we take some time to have a look at those little guys. It's a pretty awesome free thing to do when you're making your way from the Catlins back into the civilization of Dunedin. Because we've been off the beaten track for so long, we realise that we have run out of food. So when it comes to lunch, we're a little bit disappointed.
So we've come to Naish Park in Balclutha to have some lunch, but then we realised we don't have any food, so this is all we have left. Looks like a trip to Pack and Save is in order.
Tonight we're going to be finishing our day in the Chalet Backpacker in Dunedin, where we're going to be starting exploring this awesome town of New Zealand, and it starts with a heaps of wildlife tomorrow.
In a far, far away land called New Zealandia, a man and his girlfriend decided to attempt the adventure of a lifetime. 365 days they will take to do 365 activities, uncovering the best-kept secret of that far, far away land. How do I know about this story, you may ask? Well, I am one of them. Let me take you on a journey, on a story to this far, far away land.
Alright guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, checking out the beautiful Catlins, and basically wrapping up our stay in the Catlins. We really had a blast road tripping around this area, and I can't tell you how happy I am that we got to spend many days there. So many people just do it all in one day, and it's just not enough time. Alright, so let's go over some of the comments you had the first time we published it. So we had Chasing Adeline that says, wow, beautiful views! I love to see the drone filming. Very welcome. Why in the World was asking, how long is Laura's big lens? A place like Nugget Point proved to be typical kit lens. Prove that the typical kit lens, which is 15 to 45 millimeters, is just not big enough. So Laura has a couple of lenses for a DSLR. She has a 55 to 200 mil, and she also has the 18 to 55 mils. And so we switch between both of them depending on the need. So yeah, she always travels with at least two lenses. Rob Cook say, hi, I look after the aviary and Naish Park. Thanks for your nice comment. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for putting a nice aviary together, so we get to check out some fantastically cared for birds. And then we had Omega Sun that says hi from Dunedin. Hi Omega Sun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Alright, so if you guys found this useful, make sure to hit like and subscribe and join us during one of our live sessions. And otherwise, if you are planning a trip to New Zealand, or if you want to explore your own country, check out NZPocketGuide.com. It's the largest travel guide to New Zealand. Bye bye!